we are waiting to see still is the prominent point of our next topic, which we're going to get to after a reminder that today's episode of UCSS is brought to us by Epicor. Every team knows the value of hard work in taking pride in what you build and practicing every detail to get the best results. But no one player, no matter how amazing, can do it all alone. Working together makes getting the win easier. At Epicor, the all-stars are the hardworking manufacturers and distributors who create and deliver the things we all need, from aerospace to electrical to medical devices, from small businesses with big dreams to growing enterprises with global visions. We'll equip you with the right tools to move forward, think ahead, and lead the way, because as the clock ticks down, you need to make the most out of every hardworking minute. Easier doesn't cut corners, easier finds the lane. Discover your success at easierwithepicor.com. Our good friend Zach Meisel of The Athletic, also co-host of the Ultimate Guardian Show, which came out this morning, put a little injury update from the Guardians out yesterday, and the main two things that caught my eye, all three are worth mentioning, but Juan Brito expected to be out potentially for the rest of the season with a hamstring strain. The Guardians' first-round pick, Jace Lavalette, unlikely to play in affiliate ball this season following a recent hand procedure. The team knew about that when they drafted him. It is worth mentioning. But most importantly, Chase DeLauter is going to visit hand specialist Dr. Thomas Graham early next week. Another injury to the Guardians' first-round pick from a couple of years ago, who is yet to make his Major League Baseball debut. And at this point, Jason, can we ever expect to see Chase DeLauter be a contributor for the Guardians, or is this a guy who's just going to be an injury-plagued player for his entire career?
It's tough. You feel bad for the guy. Obviously, there's been a lot of careers that have been wrecked with injuries like this. I don't know that. I don't know what your options are. Like, would you count on him being the opening day right fielder next year? No, probably not. But you're also not going to move on from him. You're going to keep him in the organization and hope that he could get right. I mean, Marcelo Mayer is another guy from the Red Sox shortstop who's had a ton of injuries throughout his minor league career, and now he's healthy this year, and now he's managed to. He's in their everyday lineup. He's bounced around shortstop to second, so it can happen. But when you look at the run of injuries Chase has had, you wonder, there's some guys whose bodies are not built to hold up to the rigors of playing baseball every day. So it's unfortunate. It's disappointing, certainly for him. It's disappointing for the organization. Anytime you're going to a surgeon, it usually doesn't end well. And you can almost at this point write off 2025 and look to 2026. But I don't see how you can view him as an option for the opening day lineup next year. They're going to have to go through this process all over again of building him up and getting him ready to play baseball every day. But I wouldn't totally write him off. I would not.
Man, look, I you know me. I'd be like, listen, if you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt in the majors. If you're going to get hurt for me, it ain't going to be in minors and playing at AA or AAA. We'll pencil you in. We'll give you every opportunity to come up here and earn the opening, outfielder position in right field. But listen, at some point, it sucks. You got these guys that are highly touted. You don't get an opportunity to see them. At some point, let it roll. Like, I get the fact that you can get hurt anywhere. Like, that's why people, you get hurt on the playground playing basketball. NBA players play pickup games all summer. You can get hurt anywhere. It's just part of the game. My thing is, I think the frustration level is with the Guardians is, we've seen, even pitchers like Espino, right? He was being mentioned all the time, and now you don't see him. He's had Tommy John surgery. So, when you get those guys in the minor leagues and they be, they're big names, and then next time you see Travis Bazana's hurt. So, the guy they just picked this year is hurt. So, at the end of the day, it does suck, and it sucks for him because that's what they want to do. They want to get up here and play ball, but it just seems like right after they get to a cusp of knocking on the door, and people is putting the banners up for him, people saying, hey, why isn't this guy up here? The organization comes out and talks about it, and then 2 weeks later he's hurt. Sucks.
10 years ago, the talk of the organization was, why aren't they bringing Frankie up? Why, bring him up. We've got a chance. Let's go. Let's bring him up. Now he can't miss, high draft pick. Let's go. Let's get him going. And the talk was, well, you don't want to start his major league clock. Do you think the Yankees think about major league clock?
No, of course not.
Do you think the Cubs or the Dodgers or the Phillies think about major league clock?
Nope.
And what happened? They brought him up after the clock would have started, and they missed the playoffs by just a handful of games. Might have Frankie made a difference if they brought him up in May, April? I don't know. I kind of think he might have. He was that kind of player. And these are the frustrations of being a Guardians fan. I mentioned it just a short while ago. It feels like we're a 4A team that's a feeder for the big market clubs that will always steal away whatever talent we develop. It's like the minor leagues are the small market teams for the big market teams that can afford these guys when they hit free agency. And the reason I attach that to DeLauter is because there was talk about bring him up when he was healthier earlier this year when we had no production. Well, they don't want to start his clock. Well, what about all the other guys that never got their clock started because they've injured their way right out of Major League Baseball or out of professional baseball? It's always about dollars and cents with this club. When Frankie finally did walk, well, we're going to take the money that we could have used to re-sign Frankie and we're going to bring in more talent. Yet our payroll has consistently gone down, and it's still amongst the lowest in all of baseball. Don't tell us you're going to spend money and then not. These are the guys that the fans were clamoring to see this year. They wanted to see Chase DeLauter. Now, we may never see him in a Guardians uniform. We may never see him in the big leagues. My fear is he's going to be one of those guys, Jay, that's just oft hurt. Just can't stay healthy. And you're right. Some bodies just aren't built for the rigors. Everybody thinks that playing Major League Baseball is the easiest game because you're not running much. You don't take a lot of direct hits. It's not... Oh, okay, so you play every day. Go play baseball today. Play baseball. I played 3 hours of baseball Saturday. My body hurts right now.
Yeah.
My body hurts. All of it.
So, what's funny? Saturday morning, our friend Dr. Jenin texted me.
Yeah.
And we got our boys together. We just hitting around, just throwing batting practice, shagging. I'm in the outfield.
You went out there and ran around a little bit, and you felt it the next day.
Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 49 yesterday.
Happy birthday, Jay.
I could not get out of bed.
Yeah.
I was laying in bed going, just from pitching. I didn't swing a bat, obviously. Just from pitching, shagging flies, running around the outfield.
So it's not as easy as people think.
I could not get out of bed.
Now do it every single day.
Yeah.
You go out and do it Sunday, and then Monday.
Yeah.
And then you get an off day Tuesday, but you're back at it Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The one thing I think, if you're looking for a silver lining with DeLauter, he's only 23. And while that is kind of old already by prospect standards.
Right.
It is now.
But
Crazy old.
He's still a young man. But I would rather it be a left toe, a right toe, sports hernia, wrist, rather than a chronic knee that
or a shoulder or elbow for a pitcher.
If it's one thing over and over and over again, that could certainly end your career sooner. Like the Espino thing is really scary because of the severity of the injury.
Right.
When it's little things, it's a 2-month rehab, from some of the stuff that he's had. But when it's a sports hernia, when it's a toe, when it's a wrist, to me, that's better than if it's the same chronic knee over and over and over again.
And that's a good point.
And I'll just ask this question: why? Like, I get it. I feel like they've seen everything they need to see him in the minor leagues. If at this point he goes to the major leagues and he does not perform well, I mean, the guy's not gonna turn into ice cream and melt, man. I'd rather see it, bring you up, bring you down, do whatever it takes. But then I don't want to start next year, keep you in the minors, and you have to work your way up all the way to this point again.
It's like Manzardo. Manzardo came up and was terrible.
Okay,
Went
that's
back
fine.
to the minor leagues, came back, and he's had
There it is.
some success.
I think people are more resilient than that, and I think these kids are not young kids. These young men are more resilient than that. They've been playing ball all over the place, from the minors, the traveling leagues, to the batting coaches. These kids are in a situation where they're not gonna fall off the wagon and be mentally damaged because they can't hit major league pitching. Go back down, work on some things in your swing, and get it together.
Yeah, I hope certainly that he's not done, but it's just, we've all played with guys that had a lot of talent. Some of them were big guys too, and you look at him and be like, man, you're made of glass, bro. What is wrong with you? Yeah. You can't stay healthy. and it's not lack of desire. It's not lack of effort. It's not lack of training. Some bodies just ding more easily. Thank your parents. If you've got great genetics and you can perform and you can go hard and you're not hurt, thank your parents because you got great genetics. And I think at that point that's kind of a thing of more luck than anything. But there's a fictitious column that I read a couple of years ago about a look into the future, and it's professional sports teams will have the ability, they do now to an extent, to map your chromosomes, your DNA, and they will find out things like life longevity, which they can already do right now, pretty close.
I just had that like probably 6 months ago.
And that's interesting.
Yeah,
so they can look in and say, oh, look, this guy. I know this guy's Aaron Judge, but I'm just telling you, his chromosomes are riddled with injury. This guy will not be able to stay healthy because he's got soft tissue, he's got weak bones, whatever the case.
Judge is actually a great example of a guy who had a ton of injuries.
He did early on
in his career, in his random things like the toe, running into the wall and hurting his toe. He's been extremely healthy now the last 2 years.
Yeah, knock on wood for him.